You got males, you got men. You got to be a man. You got to be able to take what it is that's going to help you, because they don't realize that the one that's over you, that's dealing with, teaching you, is got to be concerned about your spirit. Otherwise, you will be dealt with. You got to be dealt with. So it's better for you to know than not know. Then you can do whatever you want to do. Once you hear it, and it's love. Because if I don't do it myself personally, if I don't do it, then I can't say I love you and I don't tell you what's right. And I see you going off. But you can't be offended, because that's the love that somebody has for you to say, hey man, don't do that. Because you see what the Most High say, he's going to laugh at you when your calamity comes. He's going to mock you when you want to call on him. And here's, you've been told. That's the concept. You've been told, but you want to do whatever you want to do, go and do it. Go see the end result, though. Because you don't fear the Most High. You see? And you fear the Most High, he tells us, because your blood going to be on the leader's hand if he don't warn you. You got to warn the wicked, because there's something wicked that you're doing, therefore you got to tell them. But you got to know, so I realize that people forget about the love that we have had together, more so than any time that was negative. It was, or else we couldn't be together a long time, right? I would say they leave because they're offended. Come on, man. What about all them days that we was gung-ho? You know, we dealing with each other, you know, back and forth. Doing the things that we laughing together, having a good time together, drinking and eating and all of that together, but then something comes about and you offended. It's like you done forgot about all the times that we done rolled together in love. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. But these are the ones that he's talking about. This happens. And it's going to happen. That's why you got to be in the spirit to realize this is going to happen. It says, verse 18, and these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of the world, and the deceitfulness of riches. See, the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. So that's people that, you know, oh man, I got a money issue. I got to go out here and get my riches. I got to go out here and get my money, man. I'll be back when I get my money. Still waiting. I've been waiting for years. Brothers, I got to go out here and do what I got to do. Brothers have left a long time. Then they leave, and then you come back with those same spirits that you got from the world. Remember what it said? We went over that last night, how the dog is going into his vomit. You see what I'm saying? And you like the pig wallowing in the murk. But you want to exclude what the Most High say? Oh no, his word is true. That's why I say you got to seek him 10 times more. You got to seek him 10 times more, man. But the care of riches and trying to get this money, you all trying to get the money, you have no time. You're going to tell me you don't have no time out of 365 days of the year that you can denote to the Most High and the things that you already know you've been doing. You here. You cannot say that you was not here because you here. And all of a sudden you're going to change and you're doing something else and justify it? Nah. But why you here? Right? You wouldn't be here for all that long time. We wouldn't be here for all this long time. Realizing it's the Sabbath, how we're supposed to come together. It's a holy convocation, a holy gathering. Then all of a sudden it don't mean nothing. It don't mean that anymore. Nah, that's off. That's totally off. That's why it says, and becometh unfruitful. You become unfruitful. You're like spoiled fruit. Verse 20, and these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit. Some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100, man. Bringing forth fruits, man. And the main fruit you need to bring forth is this fruit. Galatians 5th chapter and the 22nd verse. And if you bring forth these fruits, then you'll see that more people will be apt to listen and come back to the Most High. Galatians 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love. And the first love we got to have is keeping of the commandments of the Most High. Galatians 5:22. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering. That's why we can't, it tells you that you can't let the sun go down upon your wrath. Some people holding grudges, they have grudges for years and years and years. And they're going to be destroyed. Little by little, they don't know what you're doing. Because that's, most I said, we're not supposed to do that. You won't have these fruits of the Spirit if long suffering means you suffer long. For who? For our people. Long suffering. Gentleness. Got to know how to be gentle. Goodness. Faith. Meekness. Humility. Temperance. Being mild-mannered at the proper time. Against such there is no law. See? And they that are Mashiachim, who we are, have crucified the flesh with the effects and the lust. That's the carnal-minded person. To be spiritual-minded, you're going to try and bring about these principles, which you love. First, love the commandments. Keep it under the commandments. You keep the commandments. All the commandments are based around what? Love the Most High with all thy heart, mind, and soul, and strength, and loving thy neighbor as thyself. If we follow those two commandments, because all the laws that we're going to go over is based upon how we serve the Most High and how we love each other. So that's very important that we see this. Look at First Chronicles 23:31. Did we go to that one? First Chronicles 23:31. As far as the Sabbath.
23:31.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to it.
You did that one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Passover. Exodus 12 and 48. Exodus 12 and 48. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee and will keep the Passover to the Most High, let all his males be circumcised. See, that's why it's important. You understand, as far as the Passover, you're supposed to be circumcised. And then let him come near and keep it. But this is strangers, these other nations. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. So you ain't supposed to eat the Passover if you're not circumcised. And also we got to look at, like if somebody come through now and they're a stranger of Israel. You got strangers of Israel. That's somebody that you don't know, but they're an Israelite. You also have a stranger of the other nations. Whereas this talking about the strangers of Israel. Because you can say, okay, well, who's a stranger? Some people are the enemies of the Most High. In Numbers, the 13th chapter. So, and it tells you, get Nehemiah 13 and 1. We're just going to show you that, what the Most High says. Nehemiah 13 and 1. Because people want to, bring everybody into the congregation of the Most High. This is what it says. Nehemiah 13 and 1. On that day, they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Ammonite and the Moabite should not come into the congregation of the Most High forever. Now, you gonna tell me that they invited?
No.
Nope. Not at all. And the enemies of the Most High, nations that's named in the Psalms, and the haters of the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua, are named in Psalms 83rd chapter. So those nations by nations. So those nations are the enemies and haters of the Most High that you bring in amongst you. That's the haters and the enemies of the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua. And if they're uncircumcised, they cannot keep the Passover. They can't eat the Passover. You can come, but you can't eat the Passover, it's said. Now you look at, okay, you're going to do it, but then you look at, that start of the year, next thing you know, all kinds of things happening to you. Because you broke the law. And it's been told you, but you're going to do it anyway. Leviticus 23 and 5. In the 14th day of the first month, at even, is the Most High's Passover. In the 14th day of the first month. See? So, we're looking at the first of the year is going to start sometime in the third month, around little after the middle of the month. Around the 17th, something like that. You see what I'm saying? Then you count 14 days after, then that's going to be the Passover. At evening. The 14th day of the first month. I ain't talking about this month. Esau said it's the first month.
Is your friend coming before that? Is your friend coming before that? Before the Passover? Is your friend coming before the Passover? You know, the one that's circumcised?
Glad you got to just remind me. We gotta make arrangements that can happen. You know what I mean? Keep that on my mind. I gotta stay in touch with him because I don't know he's supposed to come to Sacramento, so I'll check on that. We'll talk about that after class. You'll do that too? Yeah. Okay, all right. So I mean, if we could, like I said, we gotta work it out some way where we can work that out. Numbers, the 9th chapter, first verse. Numbers 9 and 1. Numbers, the 9th chapter, the first verse. And the Most High spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying. So this is the first month in the second year after the 12 tribes of Israel had came out of Egyptian captivity and went to the wilderness. The second year. Let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season. In the 14th day of this month at even, ye shall keep it in his appointed season, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof shall ye keep it. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at even, in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that the Most High commanded Moses, so did the children of Israel. And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man. Now, when you go around dead bodies, you're defiled for 7 days. So they were defiled by being around a dead body during the time of the Passover. That's what it's talking about. So, like I said, the law says if you go around a dead body, you're defiled for 7 days. And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. And those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man, wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Most High in his appointed season among the children of Israel. Right? They couldn't keep the Passover because they had been around this dead body or went to a funeral. Same thing. Or the graveyard. You know what I mean? Or somebody died right there while you was there. You defiled for 7 days. Verse 8. And Moses said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what the Most High will command concerning you. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off. They're not there. They're traveling somewhere, he says. Yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Most High. Okay? The 14th day of the second month. The 14th day of the second month. Not the first month, but the 14th day of the second month, at even they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. See? Unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it until the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinances of the Passover, they shall keep it. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey, and forbeareth to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he bought not the offering of the Most High in his appointed season. That man shall bear his sin. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you, and will keep the Passover unto the Most High, according to the ordinance of the Passover, and according to the manner thereof, so shall he do, ye shall have one ordinance, both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land. So there's one ordinance, one order for the stranger and for him that's born in the land. Verse 16. And in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of the Most High. And in the 15th day of this month is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. So the 14th day of the month is the Passover of the Most High. And the next day is the feast of unleavened bread, where unleavened bread got to be eaten. So we'll say 8 days, because the Passover starts on the 14th day. Then the next day is unleavened bread. Then you got 7 days that we eating unleavened bread. You see, so it's about 8 days that we're dealing with eating unleavened bread. Verse 18. And the first day shall be an holy convocation. You shall do no manner of servile work therein. So it's a holy convocation, like the Sabbath. We have the Sabbath, same principle, because this is a Sabbath. These holy convocations are considered Sabbaths. Deuteronomy 16 and 1. Deuteronomy 16 and 1. Observe the month of Abib, which is the first month. It generally comes between March and April. Observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto the Most High thy power. For in the month of Abib, the Most High thy power brought thee out of the land of Egypt by night. Verse 3, thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. Even 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. But thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, in a hurry, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt, all the days of thy life. And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coasts 7 days. Neither shall there anything of the flesh which thou sacrificest the first day at even remain all night even until the morning. So symbolically, we're doing this to the best of our ability in our captivity. So once we eat what we're going to eat, whatever's left, we're going to discard it. That's what he's saying. We had to do this. Verse 7. And thou shalt roast and eat the lamb, which is the lamb, in the place which the Most High thy power shall choose. And thou shalt turn in the morning and go unto thy tents. Go back home. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day shall be a solemn assembly to the Most High thy power. Thou shalt do no work therein. So you have a holy convocation, which is like a Sabbath. You have the Sabbath, which is the Passover. Then the next day you have the unleavened bread. Then the last day will be a holy convocation. We come together for the last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Okay? Give a few scriptures on the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We're going to end it there. In Leviticus 23 and 6. And on the 15th day of the same month, which is the first month, the next day after the Passover is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Unto the Most High 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. That's why look on the website, www.shieldofwisdom.com, and look on the front page, breaking news, and you'll see the holy convocation. If you work, try and get these days off. Ask for these days off. A lot of you have sick days, you have vacation time. Ask your employer to let you have those days off ahead of time before anybody else can ask for them. You know what I mean? You already know what days they are. Ask them for these days.